Welcome to season 2 of the highly anticipated podcast. I'm your host, Josh Raphael, and today I have with me our co host going forward, Will Young.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
So, today we have a lot to talk about. NBA season
Big
about to
fact.
start, NFL games are going on. But one of the main things I want to start with, Will, you being a Brooklyn Nets fan, I know that Kyrie not being vaccinated has been news all over in the Brooklyn world. How do you feel
You're
about
going
that?
crazy. Well, listen. First off, everybody knows Kyrie is a bucket. So let's just start off there. Okay. At the end of the day, like the Nets are already dirty anyway. Okay. So they don't really need Kyrie, so to speak, for the regular season. All right. As long as he get vaccinated by the playoffs, it's all good. And that's how I feel. I mean, Draymond really said it best. Like everybody want to make it like a political thing, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to your personal reasons. So whatever his personal feelings is for why he don't want to get that junk, I don't know. It's what it is. Like it's not like he's not aware. Like Kyrie's not stupid. Like he's not an idiot. So like he know what he's doing. Like he know he's not gonna be able to play home games. And the Nets is raw, so they're gonna be a top 3 team no matter if he play in the home games or not. They'll still probably win a top 3. So it's all good.
I
That's
mean,
how
I,
I feel.
I'm with you on the Nets still being a top team without Kyrie playing, but I just think
Easily.
like going into the playoffs, I think that's going to be a bigger factor. Like in states like Los Angeles, even Toronto. I mean Canada. Like you can't. He wouldn't be able to play. So let's say
He wouldn't play at all, yeah.
hypothetically speaking, if he was to play Golden State or the Lakers in the finals, he would not be able to play one game in that series. So
That's facts.
do you not think his presence won't be missed in those series?
Listen, I mean, it's something like from what it sounds like this man not gonna get vaccinated. So yeah, his presence gonna be missed, but it's like, what are you gonna do? They're not gonna trade him. What Katie? Listen, if they're gonna trade him, if Katie wasn't there, he already be out of there. But Katie there, he
If
locking
I
him
was
in.
KD, I would have traded Kyrie right now for a bag of
No,
chips.
that's cap. No, why?
A
Why?
bag,
For
a
what?
bag of
For what,
a bag of
bro?
Fritos, Lay's chips.
For
I would have
what?
traded Kyrie. I would have had Kyrie on the first plane back. I would have had him gone.
Bro, but it's nothing new though. Like Kyrie been on his antics. Like he been doing stuff like this. That's like, bro, like what are you on? Like missing games last year out the blue for
Okay,
personal
but he's
reasons,
gonna be
not
playing,
showing up. Like
bro. Give or take, he's going to play like at most 30 games because like we're not even. They said he's missing 41 home games. We're not counting the
mm-hmm,
games against the Knicks. We're not counting against the games
that's
against the Warriors. We're not counting against the games against the all the California teams or even Toronto. We're not counting those games. And
that's
we
fact.
know Kyrie, he be hurt sometimes, he be out sometimes. So we're
That's
not even
fact.
counting those games. So honestly, 30 is being generous. He might at most play 25 games. So what is the point of having him?
Because Kyrie's a butt.
Well, what is
But
that?
like I get it, and it's probably gonna mess with the lineups and everything else. And I don't really know how it's gonna affect like team chemistry and everything moving forward in the playoff time. But at the end of the day, no matter what amount of games you can have Kyrie, it's worth it for me at least. If you like, maybe now if they didn't have James Harden, I'd say trade him immediately. Like get him out of there.
Get him
But they
out.
have James Harden, so it's like whatever you can get. If he get a couple of away games in the playoffs, hey, we'll take that. And his presence is gonna be felt when he's there, and it's gonna be missed when he's gone. But that's something you gotta live with, and they're not gonna trade him. It's just so it's like it is
You
what it
so
is
you
type
so you
deal.
think as the season goes on, like you don't think the Nets organization is gonna be like, yo, like, what are we doing with this dude here? Like, this dude is
I'm sure
basically
they're
he's basically on PTO. Like he just here. Like, so what is the point of having him?
bro. Like I said, I'm sure they in there like, bro. I wish we could get this man out of here. If they go to KD like, listen, bro. It is what it is right now. I bet he in there talking about something. You know what? Kyrie gonna do what he gonna do, but we can't trade him. And they're gonna be like, yes, sir.
I see
KD
that,
was
but
GM.
so that kind of brings me to my next topic. Speaking of trades, and I know you say like, okay, they're not gonna trade him, but then that kind of bring me. So what about Ben Simmons? What if the trade was for Ben Simmons? What if Philly was willing to part with Ben Simmons and the Nets were willing to part with Kyrie and they decided to trade Ben Simmons?
No, I will say this. Now, do I think that's gonna happen? No, not a chance. I don't think that's gonna happen at all. But if the Nets, I'm not gonna say it's hard to say. I'm not gonna say the Nets would get better, but it would be a different. They almost would in a way because it would bring a different dynamic. Like if Ben Simmons went to the Nets, because now you got somebody who can play 1 through 5, like play D, which Kyrie not really gonna do like that. Of course, you miss the bucket aspect that Kyrie has, but I think it will almost like balance out the team even more, like better than what they have now, because they have excessive amount of scorers, not as many defenders. So if they brought Ben, if there was a trade for Kyrie for Ben, that almost low key might be more beneficial.
No, I agree. I mean, you have KD and James Harden, bona fide scorers already, and I mean Ben Simmons clearly doesn't want to score the basketball. I mean, as we've seen last year, so you wouldn't really have to worry about. So you wouldn't really have to worry about him, needing the ball in his hands per se. He really could just make his presence felt on the defensive side of things. I mean, personally, if I'm Brooklyn, like you said before, I already know they only not trading him because of KD. If it wasn't for KD, they would have shipped him already to the Shanghai.
He would have been gone.
He would have been overseas. He would have been gone. He would have been already out of there.
Moving with Jimmer.
In China, getting buckets.
And they would have been raw too.
Easily. So I just feel like I kind of understand like why because of KD. But I mean, if a trade does come and if I'm the Nets GM and I can get Ben Simmons for Kyrie, just not saying Ben Simmons is better than Kyrie, but just because of the dynamic and how I feel like Ben Simmons that team, I'm not gonna lie, the Nets really would.
They'd be dirty, bro.
They're already legit. To beat, but it would really make them just on a different level because Ben Simmons is 6'10", he's gonna be guarding your point guard. You know what I mean?
And so on top of that, wherever he go, bro, and that's probably the sad part that like Philly's like, dang, because the bottom line is wherever he gonna go, bro. As much as people saying, oh, Ben Simmons trash, he boo boo, can't free throws, don't want to score, da 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 da. Wherever he go, he gonna hoop. I guarantee, bro.
I don't think he's trash. I think he's in his own head at this point. Because I mean, clearly
that's what I'm saying.
We be watching him in the summertime and the open runs, and he's out there.
Be getting busy.
Thing, you know what I mean? Like he out there shooting from half court, like he's Steph. So it's just the fact, like I just think mentally he's just checked out with Philly. But if I'm him though, right now I'm showing up to training camp, and I'm just gonna try to play because I know he's missing a lot of M's right now. He's losing a lot of money holding out right now.
Yeah, that bad.
So I mean, like, personally, it's like I feel like maybe you could kind of pull like a James Harden. You know how James Harden did? He played, but it was like he was just there. Like,
right. It was like I wasn't
like,
really. I don't really
care
like
money.
that.
He's like, I'm not gonna lose no money, but I'm not gonna be trying with y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like he could kind of pull that, in a sense, like just to not lose his money. But then that also brings us to our next topic. So obviously the NBA season starts in about a week or two. And who are your top 5 NBA players going into next season?
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. Ooh, top 5. Well, one is, I mean, it's easy. Like, it's not up for debate. I don't want to hear that. It's Kevin. Like, it's AD. Easy money sniper. Like, it's full of that. It's Kevin Durant. You've seen what he did in the playoffs, averaging 27, 7, and 6 on the year, shooting like plus 50% from the field, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's easy. I don't understand. Like, it legitimately makes me mad that people actually think that somehow since Giannis has won a chip last year, he's better than KD. Like, it's just not.
No, let me ask you this, though, because this
it's not like.
I really feel like you KD fans are kind of delusional sometimes. Here's my
delusional.
Listen,
Come from the same people. Okay, go ahead.
So literally, if I'm not mistaken, when KD beat LeBron in the finals, even in 2018, after LeBron had a career playoff run, literally gave KD 52 on his noggin in game one. He lost. When he lost, what did people say? People said KD was the best player in the world. KD came in LeBron's house. KD won. KD got the ring, Finals MVP. Correct? That's what people said. Giannis beat KD in Brooklyn in game 7, and averaged about what, 30, 11, and 10?
Very dominant. Very dominant performance.
Then he went on to the finals and capped it off with a 50-point McDouble in the final game to get a finals ring and a finals MVP. And you're sitting here saying that KD is the best player in the world right now after last season. I don't.
That's ironic because and that's what I'm saying. But the bottom line is recency bias. It happens literally every single year with whoever's hooping like at the time. That's just like timing because it's all about the narrative, bro. At the end of the day, if KD boy had went from a size 13 to a size 12 and a half, right? Nets win that series. You don't hear everybody would still be talking about Giannis needs to develop a jump shot over the summer. No.
If KD had beat Giannis, KD went on to win the finals, KD is the best player in the world right now. I would agree with that. No questions asked. No questions. But he did not. He lost to Giannis. He didn't even make the finals. How is he the best player in the world?
Because he wasn't hooping? What was it, though?
He was hooping. No one's saying he's not. He was hooping. No one's saying he wasn't. But you're trying to discredit like Giannis was not going crazy.
I'm like I said, super dominant performance. Yo, Giannis hoop. But I'm saying the narrative, if he hits that and he hits that shot, they win the finals. The whole narrative of Giannis being the best player, that doesn't happen. It keeps going. Instead, the narrative goes, oh, Giannis isn't there yet. KD's easily the best player in the world.
Yes, easily. No questions. But let me ask you a question.
But what changed? Tell me what changed?
What changed was KD had a size 20 shoe and forced it to overtime and lost. That's what changed. KD had a size
I don't get it.
26, whatever his size is the reason why KD is not the best player in the world going into next season. But let's finish.
So Giannis caps his game 7 off with a 50. KD caps off loses. What do you have? 47, 48?
Finish with a loss. With an L.
But he's not the best player in the world.
With an L.
How?
KD finished off his season with a lasagna. With an L. So I don't understand he's the best player in the world. But finish your top 5. Okay, you said KD number 1.
Okay.
Finish your rest of the top 5.
KD, and you know what? And this how you know I'm not disrespecting the man. I give Giannis his props. Put him at number 2. Right? He did his thing. Super impressed. I was highly impressed in the finals because I thought he was boo-boo. And I hate his half-court game. And I hated just about everything about the way that he played because I'm like, I don't like it. Yeah. He hooped, and it worked for him, and he's dominant with it. So I give him number 2. Now, 3 through 5 is where it gets a little tough. So at 3, for me, I'm going Steph. I mean, this coming off averaging what? Like 30 plus, 32, 5 and 5, something like that. I mean, I feel like it got the Steph. Now, 4. Now I was gonna put Joel as number 4, but see the thing for me is I don't think as well as I think Joel is. I think Jokic is better than him, and I think he showed it last year. 26, but 10, 8 as a center, bro. At number 4. I'm going Jokic. And you can argue, you can debate it if you want. If you don't like it, if you don't appreciate it, that's fine.
Jokic is number 4 going into next year for you.
Going at 26, 10, and 8 last year?
What were you watching?
Where would you put him?
You know what? You right. Whatever.
Where would you put him?
Right. Now you finish your fifth one.
Now, where would you put him? Okay,
Finish
let
fifth.
me finish. And at number 5, and I hate to do this. I really do. I hate to do this because I love Dame, and Dame's just a buck. Like it's Dame time. Like he a buck. Like, but I gotta go Luka at number 5. I'm putting Luka at number 5.
Okay.
I think last year he hooped, and I think he'll hoop even more than he did last year.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let me say something real quick. So let me get this straight, so I know. When you got KD.
Okay, first let me just say.
No.
I could be interchangeable.
At number 1, you got KD. At number 2, you got Giannis. At number 3, you got Steph.
On the boo-boo.
At number 4, you got Jokic,
Nikola.
Nicholas.
Jokic, Nikola.
Whatever his name is. And at number 5, you got Luka. Correct?
Top 5 players going into next season. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you a question.
But before you get into my list,
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
This is just a simple question. So after KD had tore his Achilles, if someone asked you if KD was top 5 going into next year, what would you say? What are you saying? You're saying I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking. I just want to know.
Okay, and I'm just asking. I'm asking for a clarification. Is that fine? Is that all right?
Okay, what is your clarification?
So you said when he tore his ACL, the year that if somebody had asked me when he tore his ACL,
his Achilles.
Oh, my fault. Achilles. Was he top 5 at the time he tore his Achilles, or would he be top 5
if someone just asked you, like if Kevin Durant's healthy, like if he whatever, like is he top 5 going in next year?
Yes, would he?
Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay, because it's just baffling to me. Let me just give you my top 5, and then we can go into that, because I just simply don't understand how LeBron's not in your top 5, but I'm just
that's crazy. I don't know.
That is crazy to me. But here's my top 5, starting with number 5. Here's my top 5 players, bearing no injury going into next year.
No injury.
At number 5, I got Luka. Okay,
Luka.
He's gonna be a future MVP one day. A hooper.
Sure.
Hooper. And I think him and the Mavs really, if they really get the right pieces, they really can make a deep run in the playoffs. At number 4, I got Steph. No question. Steph had a phenomenal year last year, MVP type year last year, and he's.
You have him at number 4.
Yes, I have him.
No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Let me finish. I have him number 4. At number 3, I have LeBron. Honestly, in my personal opinion, if LeBron stayed healthy, he's number 1 going into this year. But I'm gonna be reasonable. He was hurt. I got LeBron at 3. I don't understand how you don't have that. Like, that's LeBron James. That is LeBron James.
Right.
He was an MVP candidate before Solomon Hill decided to do a backflip into his ankle. But that's none of my business. That's whatever. Yeah,
take his fault, right?
Wipe it up. Yeah. Wipe off your glasses. Whatever you need. At number 2, I got Kevin Durant. Had a phenomenal playoff run. Did amazing. But sometimes
you're talking about 40, 17, and 10, Kevin, or
that one? 48, whatever he did. Bigfoot Kevin Durant couldn't win the finals. Yeah, that Kevin Durant, number 2. And at number 1, I got Giannis, the finals MVP. Had a 50 chicken nugget in the final game to get the ring. And honestly, who did he beat to get there? Your boy Slender Man. So honestly, I got him at number 1. But just to go back, I just don't understand how LeBron's not in your top 5. Like, that's just honestly baffling to me. That he's
briefly, if I could, just ask a couple questions.
No, don't. Can you just tell me, why is LeBron not in your top 5?
Why is he not in my top 5? You talking about the one that went out in the first round last year?
Mm-hmm. That LeBron.
That one?
Yeah, that LeBron.
Going into this season. Okay, so when you say top 5 players going into this season, what I think players who this season, like they're gonna get busy season. Clearly, with the addition of Westbrook, AD stays completely healthy. Me personally, I think LeBron will be the third leading scorer on that team this year. So with that in mind, he can't be in my top 5.
Okay.
Now, may his numbers be around, I don't know, maybe 21, 22, 23, like a 7 and 8 type, 7 and 7. Not, hey, chill numbers, cool. But can you make it into top 5 with those numbers? No, not at all. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. So you can't place him, and you definitely can't place him above Steph.
Why can't I?
32, 5 and 5 on the season. You gonna place Bron above Steph?
Why can't I?
Like what is it that he showed that Bron did last season?
He was first.
You doing that?
He was first in the MVP ladder before his injury.
He shouldn't have.
No,
he shouldn't have.
That he shouldn't have. He was. What do you mean? He was playing out of his mind.
He shouldn't have been.
At what, year 18? That was year 18, Bron. Year
18. I don't care. Year 26. Year 3042. I don't care.
Year
it doesn't like.
He was first in the MVP ladder before Solomon Hill decided to karate chop his ankles. That's something you guys completely forget every single time. Like, oh wow, LeBron wasn't playing. Like, you're making it seem like he wasn't playing good before that injury.
You blame it on Solomon Hill. I'll tell you this much.
I'm blaming it on Solomon Hill, Simba, Lion King, whatever his name is. He don't even play. He's a role player. He don't even play. He just did a clap.
I'll tell you this much. If I spend $2 million on my body every year, a role player wouldn't take my ankles out. I'll tell you that. Maybe he should be for more training. I don't know.
So you're telling me,
I don't know. Maybe somewhere in his treatment.
If I simply jump head first into your ankle, it doesn't matter what trainer you got.
It was hustle.
You could have vibranium in your bones, and you're still gonna twist your ankle.
I think the problem is that we don't commend Solomon Hill enough for his hustle. I think everybody wants to attack him. People want to attack him.
You're sick. You're actually sick. You're
people want to attack him.
So you're commending. So let me get this question. You're commending Solomon Hill. No. You're commending Solomon Hill for almost ending LeBron's career.
That's not what I'm saying. LeBron clearly is built like a cyborg with the amount of money that he spends on his body.
Yeah, maybe KD should spend that amount of money.
He's nearly indestructible. Please don't come for Kevin. Okay. Please don't come, because Kevin was still playing in the finals. Okay. Somebody was at home.
No, not in the finals. Get correct. My bad. The conference finals, you know. Oh, wait, actually, oh shoot. Oh my god.
Conference finals. Sorry.
I have amnesia. The conference semifinals. He didn't even make it to the conference. Oh my god! And that's your number one. He didn't even make it to the conference finals.
Why?
Because Giannis
wasn't hooping. Was it because he wasn't hooping, or was it because Joe Harris?
Enough about this top 5. All right, enough about this top 5. All right, let's start talking about the playoff.
Playing on two alpaca legs.
All right, let's start talking about the playoff.
And you want to sit here? Okay.
Let's start talking about the playoff picture going into next year. All right.
Understandable.
So going into the playoffs, I'll start. So who are your surprise teams? Like, for me, honestly, I think a team that's going to do a big jump this year, that's honestly looked, I know it's preseason, but they've looked phenomenal, is the Chicago Bulls. Like, they're playing fast. They're playing great basketball. And I personally think they're going to make a great jump next year. And I think they can get into like an 8th.
What, 17?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what were they last year? Did they even make the playoffs last year? They didn't.
But is that a surprise? Like,
in terms of what?
I mean, with the addition of Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan.
But I'm saying if the cards really
Zach LaVine,
if the cards drop the right way, they might be able to even jump to like a 6th, 5th seed if they play how they're supposed to be playing. That's a
big if. And I like their team. Super athletic team. I think they basically play AAU ball, to be honest. They can be
Yeah,
super effective.
back to
But
Lonzo, back to what Lonzo used to play. You remember him in high school when they used to play run and gun?
hey, hey, and I think that's gonna work well for them. But at the end of the day, I still can't see them being any more than a second seed
Okay,
anymore.
let's all right. The big dogs, we got the Nets. In
Of
terms of the
course.
Heat, we got the Nets, the Bucks. I mean, I don't know. Philly just got to figure out what they're doing, but I still feel like they're a top 5 team just with Joel Embiid and just with their team in general. I still think they're kind of top 5. Personally, in
Really?
my opinion, like, I mean, I like the Hawks, but I don't think they're gonna do what they did last year. I just do not think they're gonna. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't know if they're gonna be as good as they were last year. They kind of remind me of like how do you know how the Miami Heat were like 2 seasons ago? That's how
Yep.
I think they were, and I'm not saying like they're a fluke, but
Bubble Guffy.
I just don't see that happening again. So I honestly, and then I have the Heat. I think the Heat are going to be top 5 with the addition of Kyle Lowry.
I think honestly, I think the Heat will be top 3.
I mean, yeah, if they play the right way, I mean, with the addition of Kyle Lowry, I think that was
Mm,
honestly major. Just having a veteran guy that has championship
Lowry.
experience, like I mean, and he's a dog, you know what I mean? So I think he's gonna be huge for them. And then after that, is there any other teams you can just think off dome?
For top 5,
Cause how many we got? Wait, you
we got
said
easy
Bucks.
playoffs is Celtics. Don't forget the Celtics.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But then, I mean, that leaves
I
really
think
six through eight's kind of open.
I think I think
Wizards
the
aren't gonna make.
Hornets.
Wizards
I
aren't.
think no.
Wizards are not
I think
making
the
the playoffs.
Hornets will be another play-in game.
Yeah, they'll be a playing game, but I don't think personally. I don't think the Hornets are going to be better than the Bulls.
I don't think so either. Agreed.
Um,
Knicks will be middle of the pack again, just like we're last year, kind of
yeah,
around that 6-5 spot.
and I mean,
Pace.
that's really depending on Julius Randle too, because he's really a big part. And then when he got to playoffs, he choked. So are we gonna see Julius
That's
Randle
true.
have
But
like
with the addition of
what did he average?
Kimba,
What did he average last year? Like, didn't he average like 25? Or I'm tripping. Like Julius was hooping.
yeah, he was
So
hooping
I mean, if
out of
he's
his
gonna do
mind.
that again, but Kemba gets hurt too much too lately. So I don't. It's
If
really
he stays healthy, but still, whether he stays healthy or not, I still see Knicks kind of doing the same
yeah.
thing. I mean, they're not gonna get anywhere. They might strike a couple people, but none too.
I
I
agree.
got Pacers gonna play in again.
Playing. Let me see.
Um, and there's been some trade rumors going around about maybe getting Ben to the Pacers, but I don't think that
I don't think
happened.
that's gonna happen. I think
Um,
Philly's holding him. They don't care. And I just
yeah,
think to the fact like people notice that they know that Ben Simmons won out, so they're not gonna sit there like and just give them whatever. At this point, they're just holding the Sixers hostage. So I
in the
mean,
ways.
like Ben
But
Simmons was
my surprise team going to the going to the play-in tournament. I gotta go with the Detroit Pistons. They will mark my words. The Detroit Pistons will be in the play-in tournament this year.
besides Cade Cunningham and what
Though, first off, there's
Jerry
no.
and Jerry and Grant. Name someone else on that team, please. I'm generally asking because I
Please,
know like name someone else on the Detroit Pistons team like besides those 2 players, please.
okay. First off,
Don't think about
first
it.
off,
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just say a name.
I'm not
Don't think
thinking
about
about it. I'm not thinking about it.
it. Just say a
First
name.
off, the Detroit Pistons
Just
are
say a
my
name.
favorite team.
Just say a name.
Sadiq, okay, let me go. You got 2 all-rookie players in Sadiq Bey, Sadiq Bey, and Isaiah Stewart.
Sadiq Bey. That's your lifesaver, Sadiq Bey.
You got a young point guard in Killian Hayes. If he stays healthy, he's good. Okay, I'm still a little iffy on him, but hey, I'm giving him the
Killian
benefit of
Hayes.
the doubt.
They need to cut the team. What are you talking about, Killian Hayes?
We got Jeremy Grant. We got Cade Cunningham. I mean, bro, we got some young
It looks good on
pieces.
paper, but we might have
We
to see.
got Humadou Diallo.
Can't even say his name. That's how
His
I know
name.
he ain't that important. If Diallo's your life, if Diallo's gonna be the one saving
Listen,
y'all boys, then y'all might as well pack it up right now.
All I'm saying is exactly what you were saying about the Hawks. Bunch of young group of dudes just hooping. Not a care, bro. The way they was hooping, I swear,
But they
like
had
that's how
they,
I knew that they was off one when
yeah,
Trey threw
but
that joint off the
their team
backboard.
is
Like that joint was
constructed. Their
pickup.
team is constructed really well though.
I get that, but what I saw was a young team that just played freely and with confidence. And I think that's what you have with the Detroit Pistons this year. I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people. I don't think Cade Cunningham will win Rookie of the Year, but I do think they will be in the play-in tournament.
Okay. So all right. So who's your surprise team going into the West?
Surprise. I mean, are there really surprises in the West? You got your usual Lakers, Nuggets, Phoenix, Clippers, Utah.
Mm, I don't know. Clippers might be. It might be because Kawhi is gonna be out for a little bit.
Are
So them
you?
boys. I'm not
But
saying
are
they're gonna
you?
make the
You
playoffs.
not serious?
They'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna be like
It,
up there. Let's be logical here. I
what do
mean,
you?
are
What do
we?
you
Are
mean?
we?
What do you mean
Are
up
you?
there? Like, do you think that they'll be? Are you saying they won't be top five?
They'll be 6.
The Clippers will be six.
Yeah. What
Were you?
you're putting all
Were
your
you?
are you putting all your faith on way off P? Pandemic P. That's what you put your faith
Were
on.
you? You can't. First off, you can't nobody call him no playoff P, no pandemic P, nothing after what he did in the playoffs last year. You saw the way he was hooping. Give him his prop.
Yeah, I give it to him.
You
After
saw the way he
let's
was
see,
hooping.
if he can lead them boys to the playoffs. Well, a higher seed.
Okay.
We'll see
And
that.
and that don't even matter because
All right,
once
because I
again,
got really
you
like look,
saw.
think about it. Look, I got like hold up. Denver's gonna be better than them. Utah's gonna be better than them.
Yep.
The Lakers are gonna be better than them. Golden State is gonna be better than them. Like, what are you talking about? Those are all honestly, Portland's always like a 5. Portland's probably gonna be better than them.
You think Portland will be better than the Clippers?
Yeah, no question.
Okay.
Okay,
I
Paul
don't think
George.
so.
Okay, so you think that without Kawhi, you think that the Clippers are more well constructed than Portland is?
Yes.
How?
I think they have a far deeper team than
How?
Portland. Far deeper.
Like who?
What do you mean by
No,
like
I'm just
who?
asking you. I'm asking you to name some people.
What is Portland outside of course Dame and CJ? What does Portland
I'm just
really
asking
have
you.
that makes them
Okay,
a deep team?
I'm just asking you to just name
And
someone else on the Clippers.
Reggie, did you see how the way he was hooping in the playoffs? I don't know why you're laughing because Reggie was hooping. Reggie was hooping.
Bro, it's not the fact. No one's saying they not hooping. But I'm sitting here telling
Terrence
you
Mann
because
gonna have
look,
a breakout season.
oh my God, the man
What?
with the
With a
man
40
with the Terrence
with a
Mann, the
40
man with
ball
the
on
plan,
with a 40 ball
Terrence
on
Mann.
your defensive player of the
That
year,
was
right?
probably the luckiest 40 ball I've ever seen in my life. They left him open the whole game. That's routine jump shots. I could sit in the corner and hit that 7 out of
All
10
right.
times. No wide open, no
All
defenders.
right.
I can hit that.
All right.
I can
70%. Okay.
70%.
Okay. He literally caught like 2 bodies on Rudy Gobert, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know why you're doing that. And that right there, that form right there is exactly why they would leave your ass open. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit that. And I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that. No, but for real though, I mean, like, who else? If you're really thinking about like surprise teams, though, like because I'm like you said, I don't know, it's a lot harder. Because I mean, I would say Memphis, but I mean, it's not like really a surprise for them to make the play. Like, I feel like they're good. Like, I don't
I think
really.
they'll be higher. I think they'll be higher this year.
Yeah,
I think
because
Ja Morant will be an all-star definitely.
Jaren Jackson's gonna be back healthy, so he was a
Yeah.
big piece.
I think Dallas. I don't know. I think Dallas would be around the
Oh,
same.
Dallas is better than the Clippers. I didn't even name them. And that's no question. That is, you can't even say that. Because Luke himself literally brought them boys to game 7 by himself. If them boys do not have Kawhi, that boy PG is going to Cancun early. He's packing his bags that night.
Okay, but I'm like, what happened?
I'm saying
How
if
are you
they
gonna?
do not have Kawhi, Dallas is better than the Clippers. I think anybody here can agree with that. That's no question.
I don't know.
What did, what is wrong with you? Like, do you
I
have an
don't.
issue?
I don't know
Do
why
you
you're
genuinely?
saying that. I
Do
don't
you
know why you're
No, no,
saying
no.
that.
Ask serious question. You think the Clippers are like better than the Mavs without Kawhi?
I think they're about the same, but I'll give the Clippers an edge.
I personally think you need to be drug tested immediately. I think personally, like,
That's that's
I
ironic.
think that
And let me just say this.
the NBA needs to send a doping agency to your house as of right. Because if
And
are you okay?
let me just say this.
You got
Let me
COVID?
just say this.
You almost got the
let me
bid.
just
Like, are you okay?
let me just say this. The irony that you see how you're so quick to say, "Oh, in the absence of Kawhi, Dallas is easily the better team." So now you're gonna rank them higher than them going into the preseason. It's funny you say that because why don't the Nets get the benefit of the doubt when they
We're
have
not
the
talking
absence?
about them. We're not talking about
I
them. We're
understand,
not talking about them.
but I just want to
We are
know.
not talking about them.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I don't think we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Clippers and
Back,
the
but
Mavs.
back to what I'm saying. I would say they're probably about evenly matched. That's uh that's assuming that Pingus Dingus stays healthy and
All right, I guess. I guess.
it's gonna be close.
I feel that.
It's gonna be close.
But to really just answer the question for real, I think honestly, like, I really think it's really hard to find a surprise team. I mean, I feel like the West is just
The West is pretty
the
like
West
clear. It's
is
pretty clear
like, I
cut.
feel like there's a lot of teams that, I mean, I would say Sacramento, but I just, the West is so hard. I don't really see Sacramento
Mm.
just jumping in there. But it's
Quick
kind of
question
the
for you, just as a quote unquote Bron fan, what seed do you think that the Lakers may fall in
personally, I think if
this year?
everyone's healthy, I
Right.
think probably the 2 seed, the 2 or 1 seed. It's a seed. Yeah.
Oh,
We're moving on because I'm not even gonna entertain you. I'm not gonna
let's
entertain you. Kind of to cap this off, to cap off this episode. So I'm not saying who's gonna win. I'm not saying to tell me who's gonna win. If you have to decide, who do you think is the 2 teams that will meet in the finals this year?
the two teams that will meet in the finals.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just the 2 teams.
I think easily is going to be Nets
Mm-hmm.
on the East. The West will be a toss up, but assuming everybody stays healthy, is Jamal Murray, is he set to come back this
Okay,
year?
we're done. We're done. That's it. Because if you really were gonna sit here and say that the Denver Nuggets are gonna play the Brooklyn Nets in the finals next year, I ask that you seek immediate help ASAP. Because there's no way.
What did he? No,
There's no way you're about to say that.
I'm being serious.
You're done.
I'm
Done.
asking you.
You're done.
No,
No, because I
just
know
let
what
me
you're
finish.
gonna
Let
say.
me
I already
finish.
know what you're gonna say. You're done. You're done.
I just asking if he's set to return
He
like
should.
mid-season. He should. I expect him to. If Jamal Murray returns as the player that we know him to be, with as deep as the Nuggets are, because I'm gonna keep it a beam.
I'm
Phoenix is
reporting
not
you.
gonna do what they did.
Reporting you.
Phoenix, Phoenix is not.
I don't even want to
Listen,
hear. I don't
listen.
even want to hear the rest
But
you're gonna say.
listen,
I don't
but
even want to
listen.
hear it.
Okay. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Utah, we are, they're regular season heroes, but they don't do nothing in the playoffs. That's gonna be what it is. Clippers, I don't know how they're gonna do once or what Kawhi is gonna
And
look like coming back. I think they'll have.
here is your vendetta and your hating just towards LeBron. Like, the fact that you
I'm not
can't
hating.
name the
I'm
Lakers
just
is,
giving.
look.
I'm just giving.
Here's my 2 teams gonna make the final. Here's my 2 teams gonna make the finals. And honestly, I have no vendetta against KD, so I'm man enough to just really just say who's gonna make the finals. So one, I have honestly, I mean, look, I want to say the Nets. I do have the Nets, but at the same time, I don't know what Kyrie doing. I guess, because Kyrie working part time, so I really
Right.
can't. I can't knock out the Bucks. But for now, I'm gonna put the Nets. That's if Kyrie
Nets,
decides
yeah.
to at least get that vaccine when the playoffs start. And in the
Okay.
West, I think, like you said, it's a toss up between. I mean, if Clay comes back healthy, I think Golden State could make a run, but I have the Lakers reaching the finals. I mean, that's if they're healthy, there's no
Yeah.
question they're the best team in the West. No question. If they are healthy, they are the
The
best
best
team
the
in the
best team
West.
in the West.
The best team, hands down. What are you saying? LeBron.
I don't understand
So
how
did
I
LeBron not wax
first,
the Nuggets like 2 years ago
first
with
off,
just AD?
first
Did he
hold
not do
on.
that?
Hold on. Hold on. First off, if you're talking the best team in the West, the Lakers are the third best team in the West.
Shut it down. Okay, hey, shut it.
They're not.
Shut it. Okay,
They
yes.
are not
Okay,
the first best
let's
team.
save this. Let's
How?
save this. Let's save this for the next episode because
Okay.
we're shutting it down. But
I just
look,
figure if you have to take your
look,
teeth
look,
out before you go to bed as a
look.
collective unit,
No,
that's
shut it
probably
down.
not
Shut it down. Because clearly,
the whole
someone in the
roster eats cream of
someone in the
wheat.
Nuggets organization is paying you. But let's just shut it down for now. But anyways,
Oh,
look.
the whole roster eats cream of wheat.
If you've came and tuned in for this episode, this is season 2, and like I said before, this is Will Young. He's our co-host going forward. So
Yes, sir.
we're gonna try to drop new episodes every single week with the NBA season about to start and the NFL season going on. We're about to have a lot of content for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Drop a like, drop a follow. Appreciate you guys tuning
The
in.
highly anticipated.
So
Yo, I've
we're
been telling him we need a
we're
jingle.
out. We're out. We'll catch you guys
We
next
need a
week. We're
jingle,
out.
bro.